Thank you, Laura. Thank you for your leadership. Good morning, everybody. Are we here to save health care? Are you ready to hold the line? Are we in this fight until we win this fight on behalf of the American people? What an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you. Certainly so thankful for all of our faith leaders for your support, for the leadership, the partnership, the friendship, for organizing this convening, organizing this vigil, lending your powerful moral voices to this existential struggle that we are waging on behalf of the American people. It's also a blessing to be with all of you, joined by my colleagues in government who you will hear from, including Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, the legendary Nancy Pelosi, a great woman of faith, and of course, my good friend and colleague, the Democratic Whip, Catherine Clark. Now, I grew up in the Cornerstone Baptist Church in Brooklyn, New York, and my mom would take my younger brother and I to Sunday school each and every week. In fact, we used to think, growing up, every week, every month, every year, that we were mailmen for Christ. Because it didn't matter if it was raining, snowing, sleeting, or hailing. If it was Sunday morning, we were going to church. And that was a foundation that was laid for us from the very beginning. And I grew up in church learning, of course, that what the Bible teaches us is to stand up for the least amongst us, the lost, the left behind, those whose station in life may not have always dealt them the best of hands. And unfortunately, what we're dealing with right now in the United States Congress is a group of people who we sometimes say they go to church and they pray on Sunday. But then they come to Washington, D.C., and they pray, P-R-E-Y, on the American people for the rest of the week. Pray on the poor, pray on the sick, pray on the afflicted. But we believe in an America of the people, by the people, and for the people, which is why we're standing up for the health care of the American people. Today and at all times. Scripture tells us in 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. By the way, that's 2 Corinthians, not 2 Corinthians. Mr. President, if you're going to sell the Bible, you should know the Bible. In 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, 8th verse, the scripture tells us, the Apostle Paul writes, we are troubled on every side, but not distressed, perplexed, but never in despair. And certainly, I think it's fair to say that we've got trouble all around us. A hater in the White House, haters in the Congress, haters throughout the cabinet, trouble all around us, but we're not distressed because we believe in the resilience and the goodness of the American people. And that's why we're so thankful for all of you in this fight, standing with us, Democrats in the House and the Senate, a separate and co-equal branch of government. We understand we don't work for Donald Trump. We don't work for J.D. Vance. We don't work for Elon Musk. We don't work for their billionaire donors. We work for all of you, the American people. And we're determined to stand up to protect their health care, to stand up for Medicaid, stand up for our hospitals, stand up for our nursing homes, stand up for our community-based health clinics, stand up for the Affordable Care Act, stand up for the principle that in America, the wealthiest country in the history of the world, health care can't simply be a privilege for the wealthy and the well-off. Health care is a right that should be available to every single American. And that's what this fight is all about. And so as I close, let me simply lean into the words of a great man of God, a great civil rights leader, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., who led a great movement, interfaith religious movement, brought the American people together across the divides that may artificially be put upon us. And in those early days of the civil rights movement, when people saw trouble on every side, concerned that it wouldn't be possible to break the authoritarianism that was the Jim Crow South at the time, Dr. King gathered some folks in March of 1956, just a few months after Rosa Parks sat down so that everybody else could stand up. He gathered folks in the basement of the Concord Baptist Church in Brooklyn, New York. And folks were concerned and anxious as to whether they could win the fight that they were involved in at the time. And he said, no matter what the odds are, we have to press on and keep pressing. And what Dr. King said is that if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But at all times, press on and keep pressing. And so I just dropped by today to say, as Dr. King once echoed prophetically, that we've just got to press on in this fight. Press on for our children. Press on for our seniors. Press on for our veterans. Press on for our unions. Press on for people of faith. Press on for the health care of the American people. Press on for nutritional assistance. Press on for the proposition that everybody should have a fair shot in this country to live the American dream. Press on for working class folks. Press on for the middle class. Press on for the poor. Press on for the sick. Press on for the afflicted. Press on for the least. Press on for the lost. Press on for the left behind. Press on for social justice. Press on for racial justice. Press on for healthcare justice. Press on for economic justice. Press on for freedom. Press on for liberty. Press on for democracy. Press on in this healthcare fight until victory is won. Press on.